Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Geats Extra Kamen Rider Tycoon meets Kamen Rider Shinobi Premium DX Shinobi Race Buckle. So, with this item, besides the fact that this is the raised buckle that Tycoon gets in the his spin-off side story, side content thing that went alongside the Punk Jack special, where Punk Jack obtained a beat buckle, just a normal beat buckle. Tycoon got an entire new raised buckle. But they took this opportunity to debut a new subline. To which, basically, due to the fact that since 2020, Sentai and Ultraman have taken the mantle of memorial editions. So, for Ryder to differentiate itself from their memorial editions, Ryder had to go with the new title of Premium DX, which kind of doesn't really mean anything. But basically, we will get to the Premium DX-ness later, but for now, it just makes the titles of these videos ugly now. Anyways, we have our standard Premium Bandai raised buckle box. We have a suit pick of Tycoon Shinobi form. We have the buckle in the desired driver, contents, QR code for the PDF file. Still like this consistency. Warnings and such. This is the Chinese release. We have this really nice picture of Tycoon and Shinobi. And the back also. To which these are all different pictures of Tycoon, which is pretty commendable. So as you can see from here, it's the ninja buckle yet again. But obviously this time, instead of green and pink or magenta, in the gunmetal gray, or like just gunmetal gray, now it's black, silver, and purple. And as you can see from here, the designs here have been changed to actually be not kunais, shurikens. Obviously the kunai is still here, and the star is still here, but as you can tell from here, it's a lot more springier and faster and such. But I really do like the purple base that this is. It's really sharp overall, and just I really do like how they managed to get this to be in Shinobi colors, because I don't want to say this is basically a souped up Legend Rider raised buckle, because obviously those things are different and such. But as you can see from the back here, this is where a lot of differences are. As you can see, an obvious speaker hole and a battery compartment. But the biggest thing, however, is the lack of a QR code, because at this point, Gamba Rising was no longer a thing, and Gamba Legends does not take in QR codes anymore. So, from this point on, we have no QR code anymore, which is kind of upsetting, but I get it. The track here is 074, so we know what to expect from there. We have the trans stamps and such, and we have a new button. And last but not least, if we do push it in and out, we have one of the best improvements they've done to this mold and such, to which obviously we'll compare. And last but not least, we have a button down here added in now, which is kind of like the only obvious thing besides this button. But let's compare this to the original DX Shinobi buckle, no, ninja race buckle. So, yes, this one, I was going to say this one has less paint, but it's, again, it's a simple, like, swap. It's just a simple color swap, but I think it's effective enough The only thing, again, they changed here was the design here, to which I think I prefer. Like, obviously, this one's just plays more into the gears. This one, obviously, plays more into Shinobi's aspects. And obviously, as you can tell, right, you can't tell, but obviously, when you're handling this, you can tell that this one's a lot more weightier than this one. And obviously, this is the biggest change. They basically utilized this they filled out this entire section up basically to accommodate for the speaker hole and the circuit board and such. And obviously, like I said, the QR code is not present. And obviously the button has been added and such. And if we were to compare speed, the speed of the star, that one is super fast, and this one wears out, because before filming this, I actually had to fix this, because in the demo, this thing was not moving. And with that, I realized that you can remove the star, which, as you can see, it moves pretty fast. But for some reason, with the star, it doesn't move. It's kind of weird. Oh, jeez. Obviously, I don't recommend you doing this too much, but like, I generally don't know what's going on. So that means you can do the same with this, but like, you know, the case in here, it's not affected. So, yeah, they definitely improved the star. They improved the momentum here, definitely, for sure. But anyways, we'll pull the tab, and we'll, again, just push, or pull this out. To which we get that spinning sound and such. But the majority of the sounds we're going to get are from this button down here. So I think there's 8 sounds. There we have the announcement of the buckle. Basically, when this buckle transforms into this. And then, again, we have 7 KW phrases. Maybe 5. That's the last one before it cycles back to the announcement. And then you can hold it down for the Henshin announcement. So let's use this with the Desire driver. Obviously, it's a buckle that makes its own sound, so we're going to load the core ID in. So just insert it like so. So here we have the standby, to which at this point you can hold this down at any point for KO to say Henshin, and then just pull it in and out. So again, here we have Tycoon Shinobi form, to which, again, really looks nice on the belt itself. I really do like this deep purple, or this dark purple on the Desire driver and such. And the transformation sound is pretty neat. I like it still in the Geats aesthetic, but does play into Shinobi's sound a bit. And from here on, we have 5 phrases? 7, I think. I personally don't get why they included that one, because Keiwa never says that. And you can't hold down from there. Battery exhaust, whoop-de-doo. So obviously we just pull it in and out for the attacks. However, this one, because it makes its own sounds, they actually did include a secondary finisher by pushing it in and out twice. Which is pretty cool and such. And, you know, makes it on par with the buckles that do make their own sounds. Also, I know technically it's just because that's how it's done in the show, but I really do appreciate this one does work differently from the normal ninja buckle, because obviously with this one you're supposed to, because of how it's programmed to here, you're supposed to let it go in and not manually do it, because, you know, like just because of how this thing works. But I like for this one that this one works better by pushing it in and out and such, and just feels more satisfying and such. However, there is one more thing that we have to get into, because we have to get into one of my favorite things about this being Premium DX is that, so I think you already knew that I already pressed this in once. So if we were to do the strike attack again, and then press this, we have 2-channel audio again, which I've missed so much. And then we can do this, even though it's not accurate. Actually, we'll make this accurate. It's just cool. I like that they give you the ability to, like, replicate how it was done in the special and such. And I know this is unnecessary to do, but I really do like how they work this, or how they work the button for when you transform, because basically you can press this, the moment this button is pressed, you can press this button, or you can hold down this button and such, which means you can do stuff like this. Again, you have to insert it, then hold it in. You can't press anything during the transformation. Because that's the post-transformation freeze. But I don't know, I think it's fun basically trying to, like, test yourself to see how fast you can have Keiwa say henshin when you insert it. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm not gonna personally, and I think for the reviews from now on for these kinds of buckles that activate themselves, I'm not gonna bother putting them in the vision driver or the weapons. Actually, this one I'll put this one in a weapon. Because I think this one, I don't think they thought through. Because when you insert this in the weapons, they made it because of this small divot, it ends up getting pushed in here, which means any weapon you insert this in, it's going to transform, which I think is funny. So then you can still do things like this. Again, I appreciate the transition. I appreciate the volume transition. and such. Can this... But overall, for my thoughts on this buckle, like without... Let's talk about the buckle itself, and then the premium DXness. I think the buckle itself is pretty standard for the side content item and for these kind of things and such. It does what it needs to do. Honestly, I think the fact that it has, I think the best thing about it is like the fact that it does have 2 finishers and such. So like, because they never showed the victory in the special itself for some reason. Like, it doesn't do much, but I like that it does what the ninja buckle does, but actually improves on what it actually improves it, which I appreciate and such. And just, the sounds are pretty neat overall. Though I think I think at this point too, just because like prior we already had the Guy Coates Ninja Den book coming out or being the thing too, so like personally, I think the sounds for this one kind of get washed in with that one because I keep forgetting the standby is not the Guy Coates Ninja Den one. But other than that, like this is a pretty nice raised buckle overall and such. As for the premium DXness of it, especially from what we've seen from the future releases, I think this is honestly genuinely the best one they've done, but it's probably because this one's actually purely a quote-unquote new item as opposed to just a re-release of something that already existed. But despite that, I think this item is like a really stellar first entry in the premium DX line. Like, it does the things that you expect. It has a phrase button, or it has a way for you to access phrases. The phrases aren't plentiful, but like it makes sense because this was a 30-minute special. I feel like it would have been plentiful if they actually included Rintaro phrases. I think that's kind of my only gripe. I wish Rintaro was included, but oh well. But I don't know if the improvement of the Ninja Star spinning is a premium DX quality of life thing, or if it's just a thing that is a for the Shinobi buckle. Because I think we know that all the things they did with this buckle carry over with the premium DX Ninja Raise buckle. But honestly, like, the sound quality is nice. I really like, again, just how you can actually still access the button even when you're doing a finisher and such. Like, I like that immersiveness and such. Like, yeah, it doesn't have all the background. I actually like that this doesn't have, like, oh, here's, like, the background noises of, like, the transformation built into it and such, just because, obviously, I prefer when they don't do that for things that are strictly under a memorialized line. Like, yeah, like, I don't know what else to say. Like, this is a pretty nice first entry. And I will say this right now, it kind of sucks with how much downward this line goes, because this is such a really good first entry, and then they just stumble, and then they get greedy, which I'll consider a stumble. And it's just like, man, how is a raised buckle from a one-off special and doesn't have as much content as the others the most spectacular out of in-show items? That's bizarre. But I genuinely don't know the aftermarket price for this thing. I feel like it's going to have to be $30. I feel like it has to be the same price as a Ninja Buckle. Like $30, like $30 to $35. I don't think, again, at this point, Geats things, you should probably pay at least up to 40 for them. Because they're not worth it after, or post that. Because you're getting ripped off. But, you know, again, like I said, like, if you're interested in picking up a premium DX item, or if you had to pick up a premium DX item, definitely pick up this one. Like, they definitely did a good job at, like, forcing us into, or introducing this new subline to us and such. Again, it's just unfortunate that they fumbled. But what to do with this review, this is Ryder, and I'll leave people by.